Welcome to another day of Vlogmas. I'm going to a couple of places today and I thought you would like to join me. The first one is a huge Christmas barn, and when I walked in I was kind of giddy and just like looking at everything Christmas. I got really excited. I was here a couple of years ago and we have a little beagle ornament that I got here that we treasure. And it was early in the morning. I thought it'd be perfect time to kind of look around. And it's kind of in little stations, so every little corner kind of has a beautifully decorated tree with kind of a theme, and I guess all of the ornaments that would go along with it are all here. And if you want to get inspiration, this was a great place to come. If you are looking for a specific ornament for somebody special, it was also a wonderful place to come. But I found, like, as I kept walking, there was so much to see, and it was almost a little overwhelming because I don't really need anything, but I thought I might have found something. And they have a lot of beautiful ornaments, especially if it's the first Christmas without a loved one. You know, you could pick up a special ornament and, you know, be the last one you hang on the tree when everybody is there, or just to remember that person. And I just loved all of the different themes. I wish I could have a tree in every room and kind of have a theme, but it's a lot of work. But I really loved all of the different ribbons and then how they had the different themes. I really thought it was beautiful. So I'm going to keep looking and share a little bit of this Christmas barn with all of you. There were ornaments everywhere, and you could really like have an ornament for every little thing in your life, from having braces to your first car, getting your driver's license. And at first when I saw these snowmen, I thought they were toilet paper. I think they're kind of cute, but then when I saw the price, like $24, I thought the price didn't really reflect the quality of the ornaments, in my opinion. Some of them were really nice, and some of them I just found like they weren't as high a quality for the price, but that was my opinion. But there was a huge variety, and for somebody that was a collector, they had a lot of really nice ones. Like Christmas Story, I'd never seen this one before. I've seen the bunny costume and the leg lamp, and if you are a Yellowstone fan, there's an ornament if you like Beth. And a Wordle one. I do Wordle every morning, but I don't know if I would want it on my tree, but I think it's fun to have different themed trees, but our tree is very special to us. But I did want to look around just to see if there was one that might have been a nice addition to our tree, and definitely not the baby bump one. Here are the snowmen. I used to have so many snowmen. I had all the Hallmark ones, but the time came and I said goodbye to them. I don't miss them at all. I'm really happy with the amount of decor that I have now. And I think it's also tricky whenever you're buying gifts for teachers or EAs or service people. You know, if you got them an ornament every year for their service and every client did, like, they would really have a lot. So I think it's, you know, be very mindful. I always say a nice card with a very personal note and appreciation, and then a gift card that they could use all year is usually the way that I go. And I really like the way that they did these gingerbread houses just with cardboard, and you could paint them. I thought that was fun. And I don't mean to age myself, but when I was a kid, this is more like what elves look like. They were kind of creepy looking, but very vintage, and I know a lot of the retro vintage stuff is coming back. But anyways, there was a lot to see here, and it was absolutely beautiful, and I hope you enjoyed having a little peek at everything with me. I am at a store now called Bulk Barn. I have shared it before. It is a Canadian franchise, and it has a little bit of everything, but when you walk in right now, boom, everything is Christmas. There's baking ingredients, there's all sorts of candies. They have the Christmas M&Ms, Quality Street, they have stocking stuffers, all sorts of containers, and they also have Smarties. So they're very similar to M&Ms, but in the United States, I think your Smarties are what we call Rockets, if I remember correctly. And then they have all of the other baking ingredients here, from the different icings, the cookie cutters, the muffin liners, all of the different extracts that you would need for your holiday baking. I also got my Christmas nails. I kept it really simple. I just got red, and then you just walk down aisle after aisle, and it's a lot of stuff for baking. So there's all sorts of different nuts. You have all of your melting chocolates or candy here, red and green, obviously for Christmas. So at Halloween, they have the orange and the black. And then they have all sorts of items to make different candies. And then they have the silicone now, which are probably easier to make and just pop out. So it's for people that like to make a lot of their own items. It's very popular here. What I wanted to get was the holiday baking chips. I just like to make some simple chocolate chip cookies, so I usually pick that up at Christmas time. And there's all sorts of other chocolate chips. And then this is very popular this time of year, all of the fruits. I did want to get some mixed peel. I wanted to put it in my gingerbread muffins, but it's very popular this time of the year with everybody making their fruitcakes. And there's lots of different types of raisins and candied fruits, everything that you could think of, all sorts of different types of coconut, different types of flour, dog treats, they have bird seed, all sorts of that, every kind of flour that you can imagine. And then they also have the icing bags, which are very popular this year. If you don't want to make it, you can buy it. You can see all of the boxes here too. And a lot of people will use these to make their gingerbread houses. And they have the kits that you can put them together yourself. They also have the full gingerbread house that you can decorate. So $15, that's definitely gone up since I've bought them. But they have all of the craisins and the dates and everything. And it's just aisle after aisle. They have all of the different flours, a lot of gluten-free items. And then if anything is a baking mix, they'll have a little card there so you can make it whatever you need for your measurements. Now, the pretzels, I don't know if I'm going to make them this year, the pretzel hugs. I just find with the price of chocolate and everything, I just don't know if it's worth making because it's going to add up very quickly. So there's a couple of things on my list that I want to get, but I really just wanted to share everything with you too, because even if you're in Canada, you never know. They might have something here that you're looking for. Like, I didn't even know they had these numbered trays here. So they're $10. It's not that bad if you're looking around everywhere, and you could probably, you know, if it was somebody's birthday, fill it up and leave it with them. Or if it's a Santa, like a big number or something, you could do something special. And there's lots of different candies here. And then you have your cake boxes, and they have piñatas, and then they have all sorts of different pasta and dried fruits and trail mix and granola. It just goes on and on. And there's a few different people that like to shop here. Obviously, people that like to make stuff from scratch and, you know, do all of their own baking. A lot of people shop here because you can bring your own containers. So if you're somebody that likes to, you know, do a lot of reduce waste, you can get that all stuff here. And then I also find there's a lot of older people that shop here because they don't necessarily want large amounts of anything. So they get a lot of what they're looking for. And here's an advent calendar. It would have worked out perfect for Steve. And this is also what I was thinking of doing these little items to kind of give him a nice variety. So I'm going to think about everything next year, and I even have time to change a few things with his. But I also really like Bulk Barn because I find they have a lot of hard to find items if you're making a recipe. And I also noticed they have no sugar added gummies. I'd never seen that before. But if you're making a recipe and you're not too sure about it and say you only need a little bit, or there's a spice that you need, you can get as little or as much as you want. They also have coupons. And then here is all of the different Christmas candy, so it changes. They had to have all of the autumn ones, they'll have all of the stuff for Easter, and then I don't know what they do in summer. They just have a little bit of everything, and there's a lot of variety, and my teeth are hurting just looking at that brittle. But Christmas time, there's a lot of items that I see here from when I was a child, and then a lot of new items too. So let's take a look around and just give you a little better idea of what else is available. We don't decorate gingerbread houses anymore, but when we did, we would get these little pebbles, and when you put them together, it looked like a walkway, so we would always do that going up to the gingerbread house. And we got the idea from Bulk Barn. They would always do a really nice display, but it seems like something they've also stopped doing. Did you see any products you've never seen before? They really have everything. They also sell soap here. There's a lot of essential oils, a lot of gluten-free products, anybody with allergies. And then they also have a lot of vitamins and protein powders. And they even have the powder if you want to make craft dinner. That's what we call mac and cheese in Canada. And everywhere you go, it's feeling very festive. But when you're outside, it's not feeling very Christmassy. It's very gray and dreary. But I'm still listening to Christmas music on the way home. I had a message from Steve. He said, I forgot my lunch. He goes, you can either bring it to me or I can come home. I said, I'll see ya at noon. So I'm gonna just heat up some chili. So what I got at Bulk Barn was just like the mixed fruit. I want to make like some fruitcake cookies or something. And then I got the peel for my gingerbread muffins. Just some of the Christmas chocolate chips, the crushed candy canes, and then just some sprinkles. I think I'll probably use these more in January with the snowflakes, at least the blue, and maybe those ones will make some brownies or something like that. But anyways, that is what I got. And then I went to the LCBO. It's the liquor store here in Ontario. And we're not big drinkers. I do like to have something during Christmas and usually in the summer, like a hot summer day. I like a nice cooler, but I picked up an adventure collection for my husband. It's all different winter beers. I also got some of the vodka mud shake, the eggnog ones, and then I just picked up a couple of these drinks here. The Canadian Club Limited Cranberry Ginger Ale crafted with Canadian whiskey, cranberry and ginger ale flavors, and then I also picked up a Cosmopolitan. I want Steve to make some holiday drinks, but he hasn't really had time to look, but I just thought I wanted to pick a few things up, and Steve usually gets some other drinks and all that for Christmas, but I wanted to get a few today, and it wasn't very busy, and it was the perfect time to go. I'm rethinking my dinner plans now that we ended up eating the container of chili. There was like 2 servings in it, so this is the one that Steve is going to have for lunch. That's a single serving. So I think Andrew can have that tonight, and then Steve and I will have the chicken wings that I got yesterday with the kale salad that I got at Costco. I think that will work really good. And then I'm going to get all of the grapes all cleaned off, so we'll munch on that. And then I also have the carrots, and we'll be able to munch on those too. And then I'm just kind of rethinking tomorrow, because have to have an early dinner, and I do think the chicken burgers will work really good. And I can either make like my own potato wedges, or I have some potato wedges in the freezer and then some grapes to go along with it. I think that will be good. But I'm gonna keep dinner really simple tonight. I don't want a big mess and everything to clean up, and I'm feeling a little lazy. I'm feeling tired today, and I want to keep things as simple as possible. And then that will use up the kale salad and then the chili, and then we're good to go. So we have fruit, we have vegetables, and then I just went and got the other orange juice from the garage, and we have lots of yogurt and eggs and bread and everything else that we need. So we are good to go. Hunter is really liking his little gingy, but I just covered him up just because it's chilly out today, and I want to make sure that he stays nice and warm. But he is very cozy and enjoying his holiday bedding. So a little update on Hunter, other than him enjoying his Christmas bedding. I know I shared with you a little while ago that he was having some like little internal problems with his bladder and that, and you know, we had some concerns, and then going to the vet, he had ultrasound, he had blood work done, urinalysis and all of that, and then, you know, the vet talked to us and just shared some of it and just really talked about that quality of life was what was really important, and we really didn't know what to expect. So I just wanted to share just in case, you know, something the worst was gonna happen or whatever. But honestly, Hunter has just been like this. He's doing really good. He did a couple of rounds of antibiotics, and now he's on like an anti-inflammatory, and he's doing really good. He's not having any accidents in the house like he was having. He was having a lot of problems just with his arthritis and everything too. So I think the anti-inflammatory to help everything is working really well with him. So we're just happy that he's doing good and just enjoying the season and making things special for him, and of course Linus too. But yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit tired today. It's been a really busy week, a lot going on, and I think the goal tonight is just to relax, enjoy our home. I feel like we haven't really been able to do that this week, and you know, I'm gonna put the candle and everything on, and we're just gonna kind of relax. And I think just keeping dinner really simple is what I want to do tonight. And then we're supposed to get snow in the next couple of days, and it's gonna be a good amount, but there's no warnings or anything. But we also want to be very mindful, just because we don't want to be out always the first kind of snowfall for the year. It's like everybody forgets how to drive, and we're just gonna kind of take it day by day. But anyways, I need to go and do a little bit of the behind the scenes for Vlogmas. Linus was shivering, so we put his sweater on, and he thinks he's too cold to wear a sweater, so we put Hunter's sweater on him too, and he couldn't care less. He's so easygoing, and Linus just gets very antsy when he gets his sweater on at first because he's kind of embarrassed and he doesn't really want it on. But he was cold, so hopefully he'll settle down. And Andrew was able to finish the puzzle. I helped him a little bit, and it was really nice. It's the Polar Express one. He got it for Christmas last year, and it was really nice to put it all together. I also started another bag with the poinsettia, so you can really see it's coming together now. And I kind of just want to get it done because I would like to put it on my new tray. But it was just nice to work on this for a little bit too and just kind of wrap the night up. It's been a long week. I'm kind of tired. Linus has settled down. I'm very happy about it. And here it is. What day are we on? I can't believe it's day 7. Foot cream. That's different. I wasn't expecting that. Velvet soft. Always nice. And of course the boys are, is that an advent calendar? Is that an advent calendar? No, boys, you had it. You're good. So Hunter just kind of had a little taste. Wasn't interested. So that's it for today, everybody. I hope you're doing good. And we'll see you all tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas.